Hello. Caution, you are about to enter the fearless Netpreneur no spin zone. We bring it hard and furious on the ways and means to help you maximize the internet for business. Welcome, digital warriors, innovators, and trailblazers. I'm your host, known far and wide as the activator and the wealth apostle. My name is Okpebanwo, and you have just tuned in to the most electrifying show on the planet for aspiring and established digital entrepreneurs alike. In this show, we take you deep into the wild, wonderful world of digital business, from cutting-edge information and breaking news that will keep you ahead of the curve to in-depth product reviews and no-nonsense training sessions. We've got it all right here, right now. Have you ever wondered what it takes to launch a viral product? Or maybe you are itching to know the secret sauce behind those six-figure digital empires you keep seeing and keep hearing about. Well, buckle up, because on this daily show, we will take you on a ride through the latest trends, tips, tactics, breaking news that will transform your digital business into reality. On this show, we don't just talk theory. We bring you the good, the bad, and the ugly of this thing that they call internet business, and then we let you decide. We'll be bringing you face-to-face with wide-eyed rookies looking for gold online, the veterans who are still chasing the gold for many years, and of course, the big dogs, the game changers, the rule breakers, and those who have been rumored, those rumored 5% people, fearless innovators, who are smiling all the way to the bank while eating everyone's lunch in the process with their kicker strategies. And then we will make them confess it all to the Netpreneur. Yes, be ready for a wild ride with the fearless Netpreneur. Okay, enough of that rant. Let's talk about today. Today, we have a special treat for you. We'll be entertaining one of the students in the ongoing Fish for Life Digital Business Empowerment class, sponsored by myself and the Fish for Life Foundation. And for those of you who haven't heard about this incredible initiative, let me give you a quick rundown before I bring in the Venerable Bishop Ibro Zion, that is going to be our first guest today. The Fish for Life program is all about empowering our youths and our seniors with digital skills and digital skills training for self-empowerment. It's part of my conviction that one of the fastest and most effective ways that we can deal with mass unemployment in our country, especially in the urban areas, is to engage in mass digital skills empowerment for millions of our unemployed and underemployed youths and adults. So instead of draining our little resources, trying to find the next tech unicorn or the next tech giant like a Mark Zuckerberg in a sea of millions of unemployed youths who need to make money now to feed themselves and their families, we should emphasize digital skills that do not require technical or coding expertise. We need skills that anyone can acquire literally in a matter of days so that they can go and start feeding themselves. In our most recent cohort of the Free for Life Empowerment Program, we had over 1,300 eager participants who joined us for a transformative 5-day boot camp where we broke down at least 5 easy-to-start businesses that anyone can launch with zero technical skills. And many, and that gives me a lot of joy, are already implementing what they learned and making money, from a 9-year-old to a 70-year-old. We've got them all, and we're going to be showcasing some of them to you as we go. From this massive group, we then carefully selected about 350 individuals to embark on a 12-week, entirely free empowerment program. This program is designed not just for the unemployed or underemployed, but also for top seniors and executives who are already thriving financially, but keen to leverage the internet to expand their income streams or integrate digital business strategies into their vocations. So whether you are tuning in from the comfort of your home, or catching this as you go in the bus or walking on the road, prepare to be activated. The activator is here. Prepare to be enlightened and be prepared to be downright inspired. This isn't just a podcast or a show. It's a movement, a revolution of fearless netpreneurs ready to conquer the digital world. Are you ready? Let's get on the journey to digital dominance. When I come back, please stay tuned. Don't go away. When I come back, we are going to be talking with one of those veterans in our Fish for Life program who's already doing exploits with what is learning in the program. I'll be right back after this timeout. All right, and hope you love that my book that is making waves out there right now, ChatGPT Business Gold Mines. You want to get that book? Believe me, AI and ChatGPT is literally changing the world. You want to go to ChatGPTBusinessGoldMines.com and get yours. But, well, I've got with me in the studio tonight a gentleman that is sold out to God, that's also now using the little he knows, using his knowledge of the Bible to change the Christian community by teaching them to become empowered to make money so that God's covenant can be established. Instead of telling these people, go bring this money, he's actually trying to use this Fish for Life program to actually help his people. They call him the digital bishop. And now he's starting something called the Kingdompreneur Club with the aim of empowering youths and adults alike in our different churches so that they can begin to live in the houses they did not build according to the word of God, and so that they can make that wealth to establish God's covenant with them. It's always my pleasure to have Bishop Ibro Zion, a man that combines music, is a musician with several albums to his credit, pastoring, he has a church, he's a bishop, and then now digital. You know, those kind of guys are going to be deadly when you come across them. So welcome with me, Bishop Ibro Zion. Bishop,
thank you so much. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, the Activator. Thank you for having me on the Fearless Netpreneur Show. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Can you please, while we're getting ready to really take you on with my fearless questions today, can you just use a brief introduction to introduce yourself, or do a brief introduction to my audience? Many of them do not know you, so I'll tell them, just take a minute and introduce yourself to them. Thank you.
All right, viewers around the world, my name is Bishop Ibro Zion, popularly known as the Eagle, and on this cyberspace, they call me the Digital Bishop. I'm the Director of Training for Fish for Life. I'm the General Overseer of Mountain of Praise Church, and I'm also the manager of the Kingdompreneurs Club, you know, a club where pastors, Christians alike join to learn what it needs to do in the digital marketplace in order to, you know, make wealth and support their ministries alike. So I'm so glad to be here today. It's an amazing time to be here today. We've seen a lot of impact that the Fish for Life, you know, program is doing in the lives of youth and, you know, adults around the globe, especially in Nigeria. So I'm happy to be here today. Thank you very much, Coach.
Awesome, awesome. Good to see you. And I'm excited that you are one of the earliest to come on this new revamped show. For those of you who have been missing me back home, the Fearless Netpreneur is back, and hopefully this time we're here for good. So, Bishop, you have been
Yes,
you have been with us. You have been with us for in that program, in that Fish for Life program that we've been doing for a while, and I've seen you in class. I've seen you do some amazing stuff. So I want to talk to you first about, let me put it this way, because I like to start my shows right, putting you on the defensive. But before I do that, what were your initial expectations when you joined the Fish for Life program? What were you expecting? And have those expectations been met, or have you been disappointed so far?
Yeah, actually, this is Fearless Netpreneur show, and I'll be fearless in my response also. My expectations were actually, to come in and learn new things that I've not known before. Even though I know I've been under your coaching for years and I've learned a lot. So I was expecting more like a revision. My expectations weren't high. I was just thinking it would be like a revision to, or like a recap of what I've learned. But super amazing. When I came in, it turned out to be that I am totally a rookie and I'm learning new things, great things, things, amazing things that I never knew ever existed in the world of digital markets. So Fish for Life has, impacted me immensely, and I've learned great new things that have become a game changer in my, digital business.
Awesome. Good to hear that. But let's do some reality check first before we go deep into this Fish for Life team. Many people believe that online business programs are just scams to make money off of desperate individuals. So how did you overcome such skepticism when you decided to join the Fish for Life program? I'm curious.
Yeah, it's true. This is also a mindset I had sometimes ago, that probably all these guys telling you to come and do digital markets or digital business, and they are showing you figures in millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, are just, hyping themselves in order to get from you. But I soon realized that, after going through your training and your coaching, not just that my mindset changed, I began to implement these things, and I can tell you it's workable. It's working for me, and I'm already earning, by implementing the things I've learned so far. So it is not scam at all. I am a living testimony to the workability of these, teachings and training we have received.
All right. Yes. Yes, I understand. Obviously, I would not say what we are doing is a scam. We are doing well, but there are some scammers out there, and I'm glad that you are able to brave that, to at least come and see. I guess maybe because it was free, you were able to test it, and now you have seen some of the money. You know that these things can be real when done right. All right. So talk to me. How did you first hear about the Fish for Life program, and what motivated you to join?
Yeah, for me, I saw the advert of Fish for Life online. I saw it on Facebook. I saw it on other social media, handles. And so I decided to sign up and go through it, because as soon as I heard you are the organizer, I know you have been, a very senior man in this game. And I know you are a man who have the credibility, and the record, the track record it takes to be followed. And because of that credibility, I decided to sign up for the Fish for Life, program.
Interesting. That's good. So tell me about your journey so far since you've joined. What has been your expectation? What has been the progress that you have made so far? Let me put the question up there for those who might want to see what we're talking about. Where are you now in the program, and what progress have you made since you got started?
Very good question, Coach. For me, I am in the program right now, and I've chosen a niche as a bookpreneur. Though I have been an author in the years past, but haven't joined the training. Over the years as an author, I write probably one book per year, or one book in 2 years, or even more, because it's tedious going through writing, in an analog format. But ever since I joined, I have had over 10 books written personally myself. Some of them took me less than a day. Some took me less than a week, depending on the volume of the book and what I want to put into it. So within the space of 4 weeks, I've been able to have 10 books to my credit, and one about to be launched this month. So which means that my progress became, multiple. the result and the output I have as a bookpreneur cannot be compared to what I used to be, as a conventional author.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. So what now? I want to talk. We're going to come back and talk about some of the stuff that you have been able to do specifically. You're going to tell us some of the books, some of the stuff you've done. I know them because all of them I have to go see through. Some of them you even did for me in my own personal capacity. So, but I want to hear first what has been the personal impact of this. How has your life been affected since joining the Fish for Life program?
Yes, sir. Okay. For me, my life has been affected positively in that, the mindset training you do, as a kind of starter before the main training changed a lot of things, within my subconscious system and has impacted my life positively. For example, in those days, I used to feel until I go through a thing and perfect it over and over until I have 100%, assurance that this thing is workable, I won't do it. And that has slowed me down several years not to achieve certain things I want to achieve. But you told us in the course of the training that if it is good to go, then it's good to go. If it's good enough, then it's good to go. And when I apply this principle, it has worked for me seriously. Things I was skeptical about achieving before, I see myself achieving them at ease by following such principles. And another thing I learned from you specifically, when you said the one who has the highest buy button in the market wins, which means the more product you have, the more earning you have. And so I began to run with that, mindset to make sure I have plenty product out there with buy buttons on them, and they are working for me, sir. Sincerely, not because we're here on the Netpreneur show, it's working for me. Yes, sir.
Yes, I believe it will work for you if it's executed, and I've been seeing it working for you. And that's something that people don't know out there. And I wish those who are watching this now, they will understand exactly what you just said. That is gold right there. That the person with the most buy buttons win. I'm always amazed when I come across people. They tell me I've been trying to make money online for the last 4 or 5 years. The thing is not working. They're just collecting my money. And I said, okay, let me just help you. Give me the link to your product. Let me go and buy just to support you. Whatever the price is, as long as it's less than $200, I'll buy it right now. You know what I always get 95% of the time? They are going to tell you they don't have I'm still working on the product. Or if they want to lie, they will say, oh, there's a problem with my website right now. I see they're helping me rework it. Or there's going to be something like, I put it up there and then it didn't crash. So I'm trying to, they don't have a buy button. That's why they don't have money. That's why they don't have money. 95% of those who say they try to make money online, they didn't make any, do not have a functional buy button. Anytime you hear somebody say digital business does not work, that they've tried it, tell them to give you their buy link. They don't have one. Most don't have one. So, and in the internet, you guys have to understand, when you see the way people talk online, and you go to a Twitter or Facebook, you see some of the rubbish that is out there. Sometimes you hear somebody talking, and you'll be telling yourself, is this guy retarded? Okay, or is this insane? With the kind of things they say. My point is that there's somebody out there with a card in their hand looking for who to pay. Okay, whether your product is the best or the worst, there's somebody on the internet who's going to pay you money.
He's ready to pay.
He's ready to pay. So if you have that many of it out there, it's just a matter of time before you start making money. The person that has 100 buy buttons has a better chance than the person that has 2. That's generally, right. Of course, there's some people that have only 1 and they're making millions. I'm not talking about those who are really marketing and know, but I'm saying generally, it's a true statement in digital business. The person with the most buy buttons win the game. So if you are watching this, I'm happy that Bishop picked that one out, and then he says something also very profound, that when it's good enough, it's good to go. That's one of my own life aphorisms, right? Because many people, they obsess with the quality of a product, which is more like an indirect way of them having imposter syndrome. They're afraid to put their product out. They don't think anybody will buy. They don't feel they are deserving to be authors. So they will look for one excuse to say, I still want to edit it. I don't really like the way that cover is looking now. The content, I really want to add 1 or 2 more chapters. Is a lie. That's why you remain poor. When it is good to go. Most of the best products out there, most of the richest people out there, rather, they never bring their products to the market perfect. Not Bill Gates. Every time a new Windows come out, it's full of bugs for the first 6 to 9 months. There's bugs everywhere. But they put it out there and make their billions. All the products out there, none of them came out perfect. And once you get that, you make money. I'm glad that you referenced that. Now let's talk about the learning experience. Share some of the key things you have learned since joining the program from the point of view of learning new things, maybe human part, just generally. What are some of the key things you could say you have learned from the Fish for Life program? Go ahead.
Yes, for me, I have never taken note of what is called a content calendar. I've just been running my life, without plan, without structure. Whatever comes my way per day and just fly into my mind, I jump at it and do it halfway, jump at this, jump at that. So in the course of the Fish for Life training, I learned how to create what we call the Bookpreneur calendar or book writing calendar. And following that book writing calendar or content calendar to develop into what I want to do per day, because it gives me, I put my tags on them. They remind me to follow through with what I'm doing. And this has helped me to achieve a lot. Not just that, I have also learned how to create what we call a webinar. I've been on webinars, I've spoken on webinars, but I don't know how to create a webinar as a product. I never even saw webinar as a product. I was only seeing it as a means to market a product. But in the course of this Fish for Life program, I've been able to learn how to, create a webinar and how to also generate a course from my book. I never knew that beyond just book writing, there's any other thing an author or a bookpreneur can do to make more money. I never saw anything beyond book. But in the course of this training, I learned about 10 to 12 more products I can create from my book. And coach will always call it roasting. When you roast that book, it becomes a course. And then from the course, you can have a paid membership. From a paid membership, you have a community, from there, you have other things you can sell, as a bookpreneur. This has widened my horizon, and I'm tapping into these avenues to generate more income as a bookpreneur. Thanks to Fish for Life.
Yeah, I can see you doing that. I see you've started your Kingdompreneur Club. I see that you are doing webinars now, and I cannot be prouder of what you are doing. And like I keep saying, you do this thing consistently. In the next 1 year, you're not going to recognize yourself when it comes to the money. Because when you're doing activities that generate money, it's inevitable for it to come. So I'm very proud of what I've seen you do since you joined. So, but let's talk about skills and knowledge. You talk about it a little bit, but I want it on the record. What are the 3 things? See, me, I don't like general, even though you've mentioned several already. I want it on the record for those who might be out there. 3 things you didn't know or couldn't do before, but that you have now been able to learn since you have joined Fish for Life, that you have not learned how to do. Talk to us about that. Oh, NEPA struck where you are. But it's okay. Well, go ahead. We can hear you. Go for it. Oh, okay, your mic is muted.
Yes,
okay,
for me, the first thing I learned that became something new that I've never known before is how to convert my book to audiobook using the draft to digital, then to Google Play's account, and then you use it to create an audiobook on Find a Way Voices. That became a plus to me. I never knew how to create an audiobook before. 2, I never even knew how to publish on other sites. Sincerely, I've been an author. I've been paying people to publish my books. Haven't suffered to write the book. I pay huge sum of money to guys, who I thought were experts. But within this Fish for Life program, I've been able to learn how to publish on virtually all sites. No single site that is online today that I cannot publish my book on as a bookpreneur. That's 2. 3, I've been able to learn how to create a course, which can be very, very rigorous, looking at it from afar before. But now I've been able to learn how to do it using ChatGPT, one of the strongest AI tools on earth today, to get my course created. This is a plus to me. Not just that, I've been able to learn, how to generate other products, like I said earlier, webinar, workbooks, and conferences. Like I'm hosting a conference in July. I never knew that as a bookpreneur or as an author before, I could use my book to even have conference. I wrote a book, The Eagle Kingdompreneur, and today I am hosting the Kingdompreneur Conference, with a lot of pastors from America, around the world, joining me online. As a matter of fact, I used to be an analog person thinking physical conferences are more productive. But now, with the training I got on Fish for Life, I've learned that on internet, you can host the world as a whole, and this helped me to, yes, coach.
Yes. No, I'll just give you a high five. That I love it. I love it. I guess I'm going to be one of the speakers, if not the chairman of that conference.
Yes,
yes, we need to have it. The Kingdompreneur Conference. We've been talking about it, and I've told you I will be there, and then we need to put it together and make it happen. I'm glad that you have fixed a date, so we need to talk, and let's bring this to the global community. Awesome. All right, so now that I'm glad that you have really been excited with the program so far. So now I believe it's not everything that is it's not everything that is 100%, right? So I'm going to talk to you because I also like to be real. I want you to talk to me. What first we are going to talk about what you like the most about the program. What do you like the most about the Fish for Life Empowerment Program?
Yes, what I like the most is the push you give to us as the chief coach. Before now, I've been so reluctant. Let me speak for myself. I've been so relaxed and reluctant. I keep procrastinating over things I want to do. But I've come in contact with a real coach who will not care how you feel, but want you to get results at all costs. So one of the major things that have been a plus to me on Fish for Life training is the push you give to me as my coach. You make it very impossible for me to fail. Following every assignment you give, following every instruction you give, and how hard you come on me to ensure I follow through with my calendar, it has given me, a lot of achievement within these 4 weeks, and especially the 5 days boot camp we started with. Yes, sir.
Interesting. Now let's look at the bad. Like I did promise them that we're going to talk to them about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's talk about the bad a little. Okay. What did you like the least about the Fish for Life program, and how did you overcome it?
Well, for me, I won't lie, this is Fearless Netpreneur Show. The daily extension of hours we spend in the course of the training can be very overwhelming. Like we go through daily 4 hours, sometimes almost 5 hours daily. It's not easy to be online, sitting down, learning a lot, within those time. But over time, it became part and parcel of me because you have taught us as a coach that to succeed as a digital businessman, you need to spend at least 2 hours daily on your business. So having gone through this daily training with more than 2 hours daily on the training, it has become part of me to spend hours daily on my business. So even though it's overwhelming, but it has become, a lifestyle for me now as a digital businessman.
All right. Well, we did say we are going to bring the bad. If that's your opinion of the bad, I think it is a very good bad. Because one of the things
Yes,
I learned, and I'm not going to change that, by the way, I'm going to make it worse for you, especially because one of the things I think that make a lot of people fail online, and I'm glad that you brought that up, is that people think making money online is a walk in the park, as if something they can do only when they feel like it. And yet they wonder why they don't make any money. And I always say, people that work 8 hours a day, they wake up at 6 a.m., take 2 hours on the road to get to their job, spend another 8 hours at job, and then another 2 hours to come back. That's 12 hours. And yet they're getting paid less than 200,000 naira a month.
that's right.
Yeah, those people to spend 4 hours a day so that they can get themselves to $1,000 a month, which is 1.5 million naira after about 6 months to 1 year, they are saying they are overworked. The thing is too hard.
Stressful.
It's too overwhelmed. It's too stressful. That is why most don't make it. That's why most don't make it. And I'm glad, because you are saying the truth. And again, we say the truth here, and I agree with you. That is how a lot of people fail. And that's why I keep saying a lot of those who try to make money online never make it, because they see that as a burden. Yet they see nothing. Even the man that is making 100,000, who goes out at 6 a.m. from his or her house, comes back at 10 p.m. at night. He doesn't say this job is stressful, but he wants to do $1,000 a month. But doing 4 hours a day or 5 hours a day even is now too much. You just highlighted it, but that's your bad. Now, if that was bad, now I want to know what is your ugly. Okay? What would you say is the ugly part of the program that you can honestly say, Daddy, this one is very bad, though, and need to be changed? I want to hear it. We promised them the good, the bad, and the ugly. So go.
Sincerely, coach, if you ask me, I will say I don't have an ugly part for Fish for Life. I won't lie. I try to wrap up my head. I can't find any ugly part of Fish for Life. That's the truth. That's the truth. There's no ugly part about Fish for Life. For me, I can't find any ugly part at all.
All right. Well, you are using politics to dance around that. But I don't believe we have ugly parts. But if you do, hey, I'm good. I'm always good about the honest feedback. Hopefully, maybe we are going to get somebody that will be bold enough and come in and say, man, this one is ugly. We need to change it. And then maybe we will. I'm not promising. But thank you so much, at least, for that honest feedback. So far, you've been very honest with me. So I take your word for it. And you're a bishop. Bishops don't lie.
Yes,
Bishops say it exactly the way it is. So now, still on this point of evaluation of the program, before we start to wrap up this, let's talk about the coaching experience. How will you rate Dr. Kwebanwo as a coach? That's me now. And what aspects of his coaching have been the most beneficial to you? Honestly, go for it.
Yeah, for me, the rating, do you want me to rate it 1 to 100% or 1 to 10? How would you want the rating to be done, coach?
Not just the rating. I just want your honest assessment on a scale of 1 to 10, right? With one being
on a scale of 1 to 10,
and then wait now, Bishop.
Yes, sir.
Wait, Bishop, wait. David, who is it doing this interview? Is it me or you?
It's you, Papa.
It's me. So wait for me to finish my question before you start to
All
answer.
right, sir.
All right, but because this is important, also important feedback for me as a person. Okay, because me, I love it when things are real versus just deceiving yourself that you're doing a great job and you're not. But I really want to get an honest, and I'm going to get off the screen for you so that you don't look me there when you are talking. So how will you rate in the coaching experience, how will you rate Dr. Kwebanwo as your coach, and what aspects of his coaching have been the most beneficial to you personally? Go for it.
All right. For me, rating Dr. Kwebanwo as my coach from 1 to 10, sincerely speaking, not because he's my mentor, not because we are that close, but because of sincerity, I will rate my coach 10 plus 1. And this is my reason.
I like that. 10 plus 1 is good. That's 11 over 10. But
yes.
go ahead.
So
me
the
use my
aspect
calculator.
of his coaching that have been the most beneficial for me is the mindset aspect. You know, throughout my lifetime, I am above 50 as in age. Throughout my lifetime, up till when I became 50 plus, I never thought that time is the most available commodity on earth. I've always run with the mentality, this myopic thinking that time is expensive, time is money, time is this, time is that. You know, I've always also sought for originality. When I want to invest into a thing, I want to do a thing that nobody has done before. If I want to buy a suit, I want to buy the suit that when I wear, I will look original and look different. It has been, you know, a mindset that originality is the cocoa, you know. But in this course of this training, coach have been able to, you know, remove some, you know, scales off my eyes and help me to rethink and reboot very well and understand the real life that, listen to me, everybody's got 24 hours daily. If you miss it today, God gives you another 24 hours tomorrow, as long as you are alive. So, which means time is available and you have the time to do whatever you want to do any day and at any time. Okay? And then he made me to understand that originality have been overrated, that you don't have to be original if you are a starter. Originality can only come when you become successful. But those who want to succeed must, you know, follow the pathway of those who have succeeded. In other words, if you want to get results, you must follow the footprints that those who have results left behind. You know, so the most aspect of the coaching that helped me a lot is the mindset. Sincerely, each day I come to the training, I look forward to the mindset aspect because it helped me to become better than who I used to be.
Awesome. I mean, that is it's always humbling when I hear things like that. You know, people learning new things. I'm always about that because I realize that in life, most times we inherit other people's knowledge without bothering to think about it. See, all of us grow up. Is what I don't know if you've had this story about the mother and the daughter. The mother was busy cooking in the kitchen. Then the 10-year-old daughter now said, mommy, you know, why is it that every time you want to cook fish, you cut it into 3 parts, even when the fish is not so big and we have a big pot? So the mother thought about it. It's like, okay, that I don't know. Let me call your grandma. That's how your grandma used to do the fish when we were growing up. So they called the grandma. That grandma, your grandmother is here asking me, why do I cut fish 3 times? Because that's how you taught me. That's how I saw. So the grandma said, it's true, but wait first. Let me call your great grandma because I don't remember why. So they called the great grandma, who like at this point was already over 80 years old. And she was now saying, so when they asked her that, great grandma, your great granddaughter wants to know why we cut fish in 3 parts in our family.
Into 3
and
parts.
Great grandmother, into 3 parts. Then the great grandmother laughed. And like, what are people talking about? That when we were growing up, we had very small pots that cannot take the fish. So I had to cut it into 3 parts so that the fish can fit into that small
fit into the pot.
Into the small pot. But here we are, the daughter was looking at her, assumed that fish is supposed to be cut into 3 before you can cook it. Then our own daughter is also taking that inherited knowledge. They didn't know why the thing was cut because they never bothered to think about it. Why must I cut it into 3? They never challenged wisdom, and that is where most of us are. I always remember when I tell people that how can you tell me that time is scarce? How is it scarce? Tell me. Now they are looking. I'm like, we had 24 hours yesterday. We are going to have another one. Since you have been born, you have been getting 24 hours every day. So what do you mean time is scarce? How is this scarce? Even a prisoner that is in jail has 24 hours.
That's right.
Then all of a sudden, the scales start to come off a little. Some still resist it because they don't want to go against what they have been saying for the last 100 years, because that's what they inherited from their own daddy and from their own mentors. And I'm glad that you are teachable, because my own class, if you are watching this, Fit for Life is not for the faint-hearted. I'm very, very unconventional, but I don't say anything without giving you the receipt. I'll prove it and show you why I was right. You have time. And I was saying that just in case they didn't get the contest, because some people, and I'm glad I had 70-year-olds in the class, I have 60-year-old, I have 50-year-old, I have a lot of my own colleagues in the class, and I'm glad for that. But many people, maybe because they're already 60 or 70, or they say there was no time to go learn this. That when am I going to practice it? When I start learning it at 70, there is no time. And I always tell them there is time. As long as you're alive, because you're going to get 24 hours today, you're going to get another one tomorrow, you're going to keep getting it. So it's not a question of whether there is no time. It's a question of, is it important enough for you to allocate the time you get? Because every day you waste almost half of your time. All of us do that. Either we oversleep, or we go and start arguing stuff that don't matter on the internet, or we start wasting time on unproductive stuff. So you have time. The question is whether you want to do it. And I'll end this part because this might really help somebody back home. I was with Mike Murdoch in one of his events, like maybe 15, 20 years ago, that actually illustrated this for me well, and I became one of my mantras. He was teaching in Indiana about this is wisdom stuff that I really loved him then. I used to follow him around, just like I was following Dr. Myers, even though I wasn't close to him. Personally, the way I was close to Dr. Myers, I would just leave my house and just travel wherever he is. So when he finished talking at that event, he spoke for about 4 hours. So when he was done with his training, here was this woman that was, I think at that time, was 50 years old or 55. I can't remember the exact age now. It's a white lady. She raised up her hand. She said, I've listened to you. I love the way you are talking. Because he was teaching that time about discovering your earthly assignment. And that when you discover it, you need to execute what God put you here to do. So it took us through exercises for us to know what we are supposed to do on earth, right? So the woman said, from what I've been saying for the last four hours, I've now realized that I actually was put here to be a lawyer. But right now, I'm teaching in kindergarten school. I couldn't go to do law for so many years because of this, because of that. She was giving all these excuses. And then I say, now that I know from all the stuff, look at my shape, that I should be a lawyer. But now I'm 55 years old. By the time I go and take an exam to university and go to law school, by the time I come out, I will be 61 or 62. How many years do I now have on earth to practice law? So there's no time now to go back. And I would never forget Mike Murdoch's answer, because that was a life-changing answer for me. He said, Madam, in 6 years' time, without anybody being able to do anything about it, you are going to be 61. That the only thing that is going to change is whether you're going to be a 61-year-old ignorant woman or a 61-year-old lawyer. That you decide. And that blew me away. He said, you have time to be a lawyer while you're still alive, unless you die in the process. But you have time to be a lawyer. Even if it's medicine you want to do, as long as you are still breathing, you have time. The question is it important enough for you for you to allocate the free manner that God gives you every day? There's a reason you cannot store time. Use it every day. Like manna. God knows that they don't need to study manna. He's going to give them more tomorrow. So that's why when we're in the desert, the manna is only for one day. Okay? Because God is their provider. And God knows He's going to provide again tomorrow. God never fails. So it doesn't matter if you go save manna in the fridge when He's going to provide it tomorrow anyway. So same way with time. God knows He's going to give you another 24 tomorrow if He still spares your life. So you can save time. When people say, you saved my time. No, you saved me from utilizing my time for something else. You can't save time. Let me not go to old teaching and bend your mind more today. You can save time. You can reallocate time. That's in your control. But time is not savable. Time is rearranging. Your utilization of the time is rearrangeable. How can you save something you didn't create? No, how can you? People say time is money. If time is money, how come you don't even have a car? You have had thousands. People should be billionaires now. If time, everybody should be billionaire. So what we have is the way we allocate and use the time that God gives us. We can't save it, we can't keep it, we can't stop it, we can't reduce it. The tyrant in the world, the biggest tyrant in the world, cannot reduce your time except it kills you. As long as you are alive, you have 24 hours. Even when you are in jail, you have 24 hours and you can still do productive things. Most of the New Testament was written by Paul from jail.
That's right.
I'm in jail, so I can't do anything. In fact, jail sometimes is the most productive place for some people. Paul will not stay one place. It's like this, like Bishop Ibro Zion. Go here, go here, go here, go here. I said, this one will not write this gospel if I don't arrest him. So God mentioned that now jail he did until he died. But he wrote all those books that is now the foundation of Christianity today. That's utilization of time. But many, because of the situation you are in now, you say there is no time. Maybe there is a tragedy in your house. Or you say you have no time to do anything. No, you have time. You can't grieve 24/7 because you find time to eat, you find time to sleep, you find time to talk with those who came to commiserate with you. So if you really want to do something, you can allocate the time. I don't know about any other. You don't have a job. Yes, you don't have a job to go to this morning, but that 24 hours is not suspended. So that means you can do something today, right now.
That's
So
right.
I'm big on that, and that's why I'm speaking very eloquently on that. Once people get that, you're not going to postpone anything and say, I don't have time to do it now. You're not going to give up on your dream. You still have time. Right. The person that founded Mary Kay founded it after her retirement, after 65 years old. Kentucky Fried Chicken. The man that founded Kentucky Fried Chicken did it at the age of 70 or so. You can still change the world. Even right now, if you're 80 years old, as long as you are breathing, there's still time. Thank you, Bishop, for giving me the opportunity to do that little preaching on my show.
Thank you so much, Papa.
When you come to the Fearless Netpreneur show, guys, for those of you watching at home, you can expect anything to expect anything. When we come back, I will continue to grill my bishop as you watch this presentation, this little presentation about the Fish for Life bootcamp.
Introducing the Fish for Life initiative as a mass self-employment solution to mass unemployment for Nigerian youths. You are invited to attend a free 5-day digital skills empowerment bootcamp and get an opportunity one of the pioneer students of the 1-year all-expense paid digital business training for self-employment program. Why should you attend the 5-day empowerment bootcamp? The 5-day digital skills training bootcamp is the qualifying workshop to kick off the 1-year Fish for Life digital skills empowerment for self-employment initiative, sponsored by Dr. Okpe Banwo and Niger Lives Matter as part of his upcoming 60th birthday celebrations. The Fish for Life initiative isn't just any coaching and mentoring program. It's a free all-access free pass for you to get everything you need to become self-employed through digital entrepreneurship over next 360 days, including a free laptop to jumpstart your sustainable digital business startup journey, year-long free coaching from industry experts, a rewarding internship with a monthly stipend to help you earn as you learn, comprehensive weekly training sessions to help you create sustainable digital business, all essential training materials including videos and handouts. Earn a digital business specialist diploma from American Internet University for completing the 1-year program. All of it at zero cost to you if you happen to be one of the 60 people selected from among the participants from the upcoming free 5-day training bootcamp, open to all. Reserve your seat now for the selection bootcamp training. Yes, by attending the 5-day bootcamp that will introduce you to 5 different businesses, you can start with no experience and little or no investment. You get an opportunity to be selected for the full 1-year scholarship to the Fish for Life digital business coaching for free with no strings attached. Don't wait to reserve your seat now for the free 5-day bootcamp where you will learn 5 different digital businesses. You can start with little or zero investment and also position yourself to be one of the inaugural set of the 1-year Fish for Life intensive digital works for self-employment program. Our goal with the Fish for Life initiative is to help as many youths as we can get off the unemployment or underemployment market into financial freedom as netpreneurs. The 5-day bootcamp itself will be 4 hours of transformative training each day, introducing participants to 5 simple-to-start digital businesses. Any can start with no experience and little or zero capital, including freelancepreneur, authorpreneur, softwarepreneur, affiliatepreneur, social mediapreneur, Only full attendees of this enriching bootcamp will be considered for our year-long all expenses and all resources included 1-year Fish for Life digital business coaching and mentorship program. This is your moment to learn and seize the opportunity to secure your position as one of the 60 pioneers in our groundbreaking Fish for Life program. Remember, in order to separate the dabblers from the really committed to becoming successful entrepreneurs over the next 1 year, participation in the 5-day bootcamp is your key to unlocking a year of unparalleled growth and learning that will transform you into a digital entrepreneur, all cost-free for you. Show us your dedication and readiness for the 1-year full-blown coaching by showing up for the 5 days bootcamp, and let's embark on this path to success together. Are you ready to make a change? Register now and take the first step towards becoming financially self-sufficient through digital entrepreneurship.
What do you think, Bishop? Are we killing it or what?
So amazing.
Yeah. All right, let's bring this to a close. Thank you so much for being here. But before we go, one last question for you before I wrap up with my own monologue. There you go. What do you think of the Fish for Life Empowerment Program in relation to solving unemployment in Nigeria versus what the government is doing, which is trying to impart technical skills to the very few instead of mass employment opportunity for the all? Go for it.
Yeah, for me, I want to use the caption I had you use on TVC News. You said we can't solve a mass, unemployment problem using a minor, rural development, ideas. It takes a mass digital skill empowerment to eradicate mass unemployment. And I agree 100%. Because on Fish for Life, I saw thousands of people came to the boot camp, and every single one of them went home with value, with skill, and what it takes to start earning. We saw them earning. Some of them already had book launch from just 5 days training. For me, I've made some hundreds of thousands within these few days of learning new skills, so I believe Fish for Life has come to solve a major problem. And especially because I am coming from the kingdom aspect, I have taken it as a mandate upon me to go from church to church, city to city, state to state, federal capital territory where I am planted, to establish Kingdom Pruner's Club, which is an offshoot of Fish for Life, using the same Fish for Life techniques to empower, God's people. From the church, we'll take it all out to the nation. So I strongly believe that Fish for Life is a major solution we have in this nation, Nigeria, to eradicate, unemployment in this country. I am optimistic.
Amazing. Yes, I am also. Hopefully, God will give us the grace. And my own goal is for not just the government, but also different companies to start different versions of their own Fish for Life, even if they're going to be doing it in-house for themselves, because I strongly believe when you have a situation of over 50 million or 40 million unemployed, you need a mass employment solution. You cannot solve, like you said, or like you quoted me, you cannot solve a mass unemployment situation by going for nickel and dime solutions, right? You need a mass employment solution. What our government seems to be doing is they're focusing on those who want to learn tech skills. And then maybe they graduate 100 here, 200 here. But what we need is a mass national digital skills empowerment for those who don't have technical skills, to teach them skills that they don't need to be technical, but that they can sell globally, so that they can get as many of them as possible to a $500 to $1,000 a week thing. That's for the masses, which is what we need. Of course, we are not going to ignore the Mark Zuckerbergs of tomorrow or the Bill Gates of tomorrow, but they are less than 1% of 1% of those who are unemployed right now. When I say this, people say, well, you are saying they should not focus on tech giants. What are you talking? Oh, I'm saying if you have 50 million unemployed, you'll be a very foolish person to spend your resources, your dollars, your naira, to be training the few that might or may not turn out like a Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, that is a once in a generation people. I'm not saying we don't have them in Nigeria, but if you have 100 million naira to spend, will you rather spend that on the hope of bringing out, let's say 100 Bill Gates 7 years from now, or use that 100 million naira to empower 10 million people to be able to learn basic skills that doesn't require technical skills that they can deploy today and start making $200, $500, $1,000 to feed their families. It's a very simple resource allocation thing, but many still don't get it. So we have a minister of the digital economy who is spending so much money of our money trying to train and identify the next future tech giants. I'm not saying anything is wrong with tech giants, but it's a situation of opportunity cost. 40, 50 million that are at home right now. 90% of them do not have technical skills. They don't want to learn technical skills. Like somebody who read geography or read English or who read law or who read economics. They are not interested in learning technical skills. So if you can teach them basic stuff like script writing, basic stuff like writing books, but that they can learn in literally hours, and provide those services, transcription services, translation services, all those stuff that they can learn with just learning how to use simple AI tools that they didn't build, right? To offer services globally. Many of them will get to $100, $200, $500, $1,000 within a year. And they will solve, and the mass, what they call the compounding power of money. You can literally transform the economy with those guys making $200, $300. After all, our minimum wage right now is $20 a month. So if somebody is getting $200 a month, it's a big boy in the Nigeria of today, even though that's nothing abroad. So he will feed his family, he will take care of his stuff, rather than us waiting for those tech giants that Dr. Bosu Emmanuel is trying to empower. I'm not saying anything's wrong with them, but that's not what Nigeria needs right now. Nigerians are hungry. It's the same kind of thing where you get governors like in a place like Osun State spending all their money on building roads. Where most of the citizens don't even have a car. There is nothing wrong with building roads, but you have to look at your locality. What they need in Osun State is empowering them to go to the farms and letting them start small businesses, training them digital empowerment skills for the youths out there, for the elderly and for those who want to do farm, empower them to be able to do the little they can do with their resources. Not go be building more bridges and more roads. What do they need? A 6 dual carriage road for in Osun State. 3 roads to go, 3 roads to come in Osun State. That is 90% of the people working there are government, from what I'm hearing. Okay, where it's a civil service state. What they need is little access to money to do their petty trading, little training to do digital stuff for their children. For those who want to farm, empower them to go to the farms and do agriculture. But so the money they spend on one road can empower 100,000 people to do small-scale farming, to do petty trading, to learn digital skills. But the governor will carry all that money and say, see the road and bridges and building. It's the same thing I'm talking about. There is nothing wrong with tech. Tech is good, but you have 50 million unemployed. You don't have that luxury right now. You need to spend the resources you have empowering as many people as possible with easy to get digital skills, at least for those who are interested in that. For those who want to go do farming, empower them to do farming. I'm not saying there's only 2 or 3 ways you can solve mass unemployment situation. Farming is one of them. Empower them en masse. But how many youths do you know want to go to their village to go and do farming? Right? So the next alternative thing is something like digital skills empowerment that they can learn in a matter of weeks. And it's very cost effective. Now most can do with their phone now. They don't need a laptop anymore. And in less than 2-3 weeks, 1 month, they are going to be trained enough to be able to get some jobs abroad.
That's right.
That is why I keep calling Dr. Bosun Tijani. We need a mass empowerment revolution in Nigeria, led by you, sir. Not me. I'm just an individual just shouting. You have the money, you have the resources, you have the responsibility. If you declare a national digital works in Nigeria, where now you are mandating for very little amount of money, because now you don't have to do anything other than maybe give them data, right? They have their phone. They can join this thing online, back to back to back to back for the next 2 years. Teach them freelancing, how they can go do transcription, how they can do letter writing, using even AI tools, how they can do graphic design without having technical skills, how they can write books and sell it like I'm teaching in the Fish for Life, how they can be blogpreneurs, how they can blog and get to earn money from Google AdSense and all that. All those things cost very little money. And millions of youths will be ready and willing to do that because it doesn't require tech skills. You can help millions to get out of the unemployment market versus what you are doing now, sir, where you are putting tech people into 6 months, 1 year course that maybe only 50, 100 will graduate at the end of the day because it's tough to do digital, to do tech skills. And talents like Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, they are one in a generation. Remember, Bishop, when we had the conference, we had Madam Akitomide was a very experienced banker and somebody who has been a vice president at the African Development Bank. And she was telling us that last year, maybe, I think she said about 200 startups were funded for I don't know how many billions, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but 200 people, 200 were funded by venture capitalists for this big tech thing. 200 out of 50 million. Do the math. Do the math. There is nothing wrong. 200 is a lot, and billions of dollars that they gave them is a lot, but those are very few collecting majority of the money. Versus if our government decides to empower our youths, give them something like a Fiverr, where people can come and be ordering like 5kjobs.ng, where people can come and order services for cheap and pay them money. See, I'm getting caught up in myself because this thing upsets me when I talk about it, but hopefully our government will get it. Hopefully,
amen.
Those who want to do CSR, you don't have to buy laptops for these people. I gave them laptops because it was my birthday and I chose to give to 60 people as a way of celebrating my 60th birthday. They don't need it to do this. So if you have a CSR that you want to help your community, gather people to train them on digital empowerment skills. It doesn't have to be me. There are lots of trainers out there. You're going to leave more impact in the lives of those youths that you train. I mean, for God's sake, we're having 12-year-olds now who are publishing books on Amazon in this Fish for Life program. We have 70-year-olds who are publishing books for the first time in their lives. You don't take my word for it. Just Google Fish for Life on YouTube. See their testimony. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands there. We make them give testimony of what they learned so that you can see for yourself. Many of them now have blogs that they are now trying to start to get some money on.
That's right.
Why can't the government do it? Why can't Dr. Bosun Tijani spearhead that? That is my closing rant. Thank you so much, Bishop, for coming. We are out of time.
Thank you so much, Coach.
On the next show. God bless you. And I will see you guys later.